Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this midweek edition of the Daily High with your host, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate?
Morning. I am doing well. Let me make sure that we are live streaming, and
Yeah,
we are. All right,
we are.
cool. All right. Yeah, no, I'm doing good. Another week, beautiful weather behind me, and yeah, let's get into the charts. We didn't do a show yesterday, and I'll just pre out. So on Monday we had a bunch of scenarios, and
Mm.
Bitcoin found a way not to do any of them. So Matt, you're off.
I think it did what I said it would do. So let's review that for a second and go into it. When can you announce your interesting buy that you had last week?
Yeah,
Because people are
probably next week.
thinking, all right. All right, let's go into this then. As I click across. All right, so I'm going to start out of the nowhere here at the S&P 500 because this was, I thought, probably the most interesting thing that I put together last week on Monday's show when we did the show. I said it was on this candle right here on the 4th that we had the correction and whatever was said between two friends on this show. I thought that it was a concern for me that we would come back up, close this gap, and then get a rejection on the first attempt, which is what happened. And I thought that would marry up absolutely incredibly with Bitcoin coming back to the moving averages and then getting a rejection. So let's review that now. Keep that in your head because that's exactly what happened. All right. And now when we go to BTC USD index charts on the daily time frame, it was the same. We came back up to the daily time frame right now to the break, not even to the breakdown point, which I thought that would get to. I thought we would get to.
Right. That's what I meant. We missed
Mm,
it. Right? Like I was very confident we would at least break 116 before the rejection, and we fell way short.
we did. We did exactly that. And we rejected off it. It's just a perfect example of how Bitcoin reacts to the S&P 500 the same way like Ethereum and the shitcoins react to Bitcoin. Do you know what I mean? It's like a more
Right.
exaggerated version of the same thing. It's directionally correlated, right? Rather than not percentage correlated, but directionally correlated. We got the rejection and the great bounce back that I thought was going to come back and touch the breakdown point at 116, touch on maybe on the 30 simple moving average, something, but it was just rejected in midair at 115,800. And then it got rejected. Still stayed above the 50 simple moving average, which is fantastic. Puts us in a bit of a no man's zone here on the daily time frame. That's okay as far as I'm concerned, even though we are trailing the 7 simple moving average. I want to see this thing roll over. There's nothing else to say here on the daily except I don't know. I don't know on the daily. It looks better on the 4 hour time frame, and which is where I want to go right now on Bitcoin. If we review Bitcoin, as far as I'm concerned, this is good. This is damn good. This is what we want. We put in the low that came in back on the second, the first and the second, which I said on the first would be worried. Remember, Remember, I said on the first, I'm worried, and then we get a recovery from it. Well, we could put another bad day in on the second, and then the recovery came thereafter. So I was off by a day there, but we only were able to come back to the 200 simple moving average. At the same time, we hit on the S&P 500, rolled over, and now we're back. As long as this, for me, this is a very, very interesting buy zone for me. Very, very, very interesting buy zone because it has a very well defined stop loss as far as I'm concerned. As long as this remains the higher low to the previous higher low at 112, I don't mind the buy right here on this MRI candle. In fact, when I was looking at it earlier today, we were only sitting. I had this same line drawn in as the spot where I would put my stop loss. I think we were on. I think it was on on this candle right here earlier today. I thought we're only 1,000. We're at 113 and at 113,800, and I thought, geez, that's a fantastic buy because it's really only $1,000 gap in monetary terms from where I would be not interested. That's what I love. I love that kind of setup. It's very clearly defined. So long story short, I don't mind the 4 hour at all, but the same rules apply. We need to get above 115, which is like that zone of the previous high that we put in and got failed at on candle close. More importantly, we need to get above this the 50 simple moving average on the 4 hour, and ideally get out get out of the 200 simple moving average, get out of the green wave, and then I'll be looking, I think we'll be looking good. But then we also have that same issue of getting above this support and what's this acceleration zone on the MRI, but back inside the channel then there's a whole other kettle of fish to deal with. But immediately short term, I can see us working our way back out of this green wave, which puts those green diamonds back into bloody good contention once again. Let's just review the weekly quickly, all over the place with charts right now. We are right now still below the 7 simple moving average. Okay, but we're don't worry that this candle's green. That should just be a red wick. This should be what would be what's that, like a doji candle right now, which is just completely neutral. It's a weekly neutral candle as far as I'm concerned. Let's try and get to the point where we can close this week above the 7 simple and then just breathe easy for a minute. I'd be really, really satisfied with if we can close above the 7 simple moving average. The worst thing I could see is if we close the week and we've still got plenty of time left down here red. I don't want to see that. That puts in lower targets. It truly does. Before I go any further, guys, you got to get on board the Blowfin rock that we've got here. Great sign up deposits. This is the best non KYC exchange I think in the world. Non KYC means a lot in this space. And if you're not interested, if you're happy to do KYC, I think that BitGet is the best exchange that we have out there. All the links in the description below. Join the Discord group. It's a fantastic free Discord group. We offer free trading bots, free education, everything. Great community in there. Links in the description below. Cost you nothing. Great community to join. Tone! Am I way off base here, mate? What are you seeing?
I actually have nothing to say. You pretty much said everything that I was going to say. We always sneak a peek at the monthly chart. The monthly chart looks very bullish. We take a look at the weekly chart. The weekly chart is having a bullish week, but we have reset the MRI count, and it's very, very unlikely we will continue the bullish MRI count because we would literally need a brand new weekly closing high, and today is already Wednesday, and I just don't see us rallying all the way to 119.5. So we are going to break the MRI count, and it's going to take us several weeks to get a green star candle, and I would want that green star candle to be in the vicinity of 119 to 120, breaking out above this consolidated high. So the weekly chart is actually not going to be very interesting for a long time unless we fall all the way down to 105, in which case it becomes interesting in that if it does go to 105, I'm going to be very, very bearish, thinking that it's going to go all the way down to 94. So there is not much interesting going on in the weekly chart at the moment. And hold on one second. All right. Now, the daily chart. The daily chart is the one in complete no man's land, right? Now, had we made it all the way into the 20-period moving average and gotten above 16.5, well, had this happened 2 days ago, it would have needed to go all the way into 17. But if it was to happen today, it would be 116.5, and tomorrow is also in that 116.5 area. Now, had we got into that area, I would have been looking for a rejection, but at that rejection point, I would have also been looking for support at 114. We ended up making it barely halfway there. And we've already back tested the 50 period moving average once. And now we're in complete no man's land. And I just don't see how the 50 period moving average is going to support Bitcoin again, and again, right? Like shit eventually breaks. You can see what happened back here, back uh, in June when we had a beautiful support of the moving average back on June 5th, and then again on June 13th. And I remember saying, guys, it's not going to hold it again. Like it can't constantly support the moving average. It's going to break down. We actually got very, very lucky that we had such a quick recovery because I was not very bullish at this point in time because I would have waited for a stronger area of support, which is either the 128 or the 200, or ideally both in the area of a cross. Then I don't have to, pick and choose and guess. I'm just, okay, that's my support level. And again, like we broke above it. We had beautiful support one time and we went significantly higher. We had beautiful support one time. We need to go significantly higher. If we have to keep hitting this 50 period moving average again, and again, what's going to happen is exactly what happened on, June 20th when we had a breakdown. Now, like I just said 5 minutes ago, we got lucky that this breakdown was not as severe as I would have expected and as TA, kind of calls for. And we also got lucky that on the way back up, we broke back above it, which also isn't always the case. This was a very, very dicey situation right here in this cluster where it could have really gone either way. This is what we need to avoid, but the only way to avoid it is to break out above the 20 period moving average like in the next week or two. Otherwise, I think we're breaking below. So if I had to like choose one way or another, at the moment, I'm going to lean 51% to the downside and 49% to the upside, but I am as 50-50 as it gets. If we go to the shorter time frames, this is the 1 hour chart. And on the 1 hour chart, I'm just going to get rid of this line. By the way, this line was not drawn because this came in. This is a 1 hour chart. The last time I looked at this chart was when we did the video. So this line was here. It happened to bounce right off of it. I didn't do any trading in relation to that line. I had that line drawn as in, hey, if we go below this line, I think we're going to break the new lows. And like magic, we happened to bounce off that line. That line was drawn kind of randomly, so I wasn't paying attention to it, nor would I have acted upon a reversal of that line. And the reversal happened so quick, I wouldn't have caught it anyway. But what I can draw on this right now is is a symmetric triangle. And the crazy thing on the symmetric triangle is that it's literally at its peak right now. It's not, yeah. I'm trying to draw it in a symmetric way, which I'm struggling with a little. There we go. And this is coming to a peak very, very soon. It's not the best symmetric triangle, but it does have symmetric triangle attributes. And it's going to break one way or another. I have no idea which way it's going to go. But if I'm forced to choose a direction, I'm going to lean bearish here. Matt?
Yeah, I bet if you started that from the next cluster over from the highest close, I think it would fit even better. And it would go across to your right further. No, not the high candle close. The next cluster, the highest candle close. So scoot along one set.
Up there?
No. Like where you got it drawn is from the highest wick swing high, but not from the close. Go to the next 4 candles across. Yeah, I bet if you draw from there, you'll be able to get it to work perfect.
Yeah, it's a little better.
Maybe not. But yeah,
It's about the same because I can easily extend it to this one, right? I just want to again the tone-based rules of trend lines is you touch the maximum amount of candles without breaking their bodies. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, 6 there, and then we have this on the bottom, and I am missing this one a little bit. so I could, go down and then swing this up like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Uh,
That's beautiful.
it's not
Yeah.
as symmetric now, but like it's coming to an edge. Like I would
It's
love to
just
see it break
it's
out.
the theme. The theme of it is correct, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
whether or not.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the hourly chart. I mean, like if you look at the moving averages and stuff, the hourly is a little bit bullish because it's kind of rising above a bunch of stuff. But again, like you said earlier, we got so much resistance now at the top,
Yeah.
and then eventually it's gonna run into this trend line, and then when we move over to the 4 hour, you know, uh, it's all the same stuff, plus additionally the MRI resistance line. Like it's got to go a long way. I mean, even
Yeah.
if we're sitting here above 17,000, we're still not out of the woods. It's better, but it's still not out of the woods. So either we gotta, uh, I mean, at this point, we gotta go straight up. Otherwise, there's no support. I mean, it's we can kind of pray that this 109 area is going to support it, and then we can kind of pray the 104 area is going to support it. But these are not very strong supports.
Yeah, and the thing that I'm watching most, if you go back to that 4 hour again, 1 second, just to finish this off, I do not want to see my modified lucid star get breached. I want to keep the macro bullish trend in play, and that's as far as that's what I'm looking at. And at the
I don't.
moment, it is, down there, it's
Oh,
where my
down
head is,
there. It's way
where my
down
head
there.
is.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna go to a daily chart to kind of see it better. Oh yeah,
um,
no, that's pretty far below.
yeah, about
Yeah, but
100K right now.
right, but that's the thing, right? Do we really, really need I don't want to test the 128-day right now. And the
No,
reason I don't want to test the 128-day right now is because it creates very uncomfortable double bottoms for me. If I'm testing the 128, I want to test it like above this area where this arrow comes in. This is where I want to test the 108. I want to test the 108 above the samurai support line. That's at 106. And ideally, I want to test the 108 above this horizontal, above 112. I mean, that's where I want to test
no,
the
I
128. But even then, it's going to create a double bottom for me. It's a bit uncomfortable. It
in
would have
in
been
my
awesome if we tested it back here or back here. That would have been
in
perfect.
in my books, it is perfect as it stands right now. To come back and touch on that 50 simple moving average on the daily, which is also the point of the highest high from the previous run, and then to get a bit of a kickoff, and then to put in a higher low on the throwback when the S&P 500 closes thing. Now is perfect for me. Now is perfect as long as we recover and get back above to new all-time highs. This will look textbook down the line. But as Tone said, if we break that blue line that you've drawn in there from the previous all-time high, it gets a bit more concerning.
Right. It's a little concerning, but look, we still have a chance. It's not all bad yet, and as you
No,
said, like a lot has to do with the S&P. We are still following the S&P. Someone in our live chat said that they put a 25% sanction on India. I'm going to call them sanctions because they're not tariffs; they're sanctions. They put a 25% sanction on India, but Trump was threatening 100%, right? So again, Trump walks away from his stupidity and the market reacts positively because originally it was going to be 100% on India. And now he changed his mind because he woke up and he stepped on a 25% Lego out of his bed and he decided that it's only going to be 25%. We are dealing with a bipolar schizophrenic president right now, which is incredibly disappointing. And I'm going to continue to criticize Trump because of he randomly picks and chooses this policy. There is no master plan, guys. I'm sorry. I know you think that there is like a master plan hidden behind it, all of it. There isn't. There is not. It's 50 days for Russia to finish the war. No, wait. Now it's 8 days. Now it's 8 days. No, wait. Now it's 3 days. Right. The deadline is, I think, tomorrow, and it's not going to matter because he's not going to do anything, and then he's going to say something else that's crazy. Right. And every time he does something like that, the market reacts in a crazy way because it's following a schizophrenic, crazy president we have right now. And this is what we're dealing with. So the market is going to yo-yo and it's going to drag Bitcoin along with it. Right now, the market is rallying. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with the sanctions on Brazil and the sanctions on India and the sanctions on China. That's all that really matters. All right. Yeah. That. Oh yeah. Someone wanted me to take a look at Apple. I'm just gonna glance at that real quick, and then we're gonna call it a day. Uh, gold. Gold's looking pretty good right now. Green star candle on a weekly. Uh, consolidating at the top. Gold's ready to break out. Does that mean something for Bitcoin? I don't think so. Silver is recovering as well, along with gold. As I mentioned in a prior video, my awesome silver trade had already ended. And for now, looks like silver did a 1 to 4 candle correction, and it may be entering uh, a phase to the upside once again. But as I keep saying, silver has massive resistance at 50, and I don't see how it can possibly break it. Oil is not doing anything interesting. We have the S&P 500, which we just discussed. And real quick, I'm going to glance at Apple. Someone was talking about a triangle, an ascending triangle. Looks more like a symmetric triangle to me that it broke out of and back tested. And I mean, Apple looks more bullish than bearish. I mean, you could draw an ascending triangle. It looks more bullish than bearish. I'm not going to say it's crazy bullish on the weekly. It looks a little better on the monthly. And next month, we're going to start to get some MRI signals for an upside. Look at the beautiful Apple top on the MRI top. I'm going to delete this because it's just in my way now. Now look at that beautiful monthly MRI top on Apple, just like it did it, back in 2022. This was a 1 to 4 candle correction, and we may be ready for another move in Apple to the upside with the MRI. All right.
Go on, bring up XRP, US XRP BTC.
It better be
So,
crashing.
well, I don't know, but one of our dear listeners who is in every single show has asked for it, and that's fair. Let's have a look.
What the hell is it?
Paxog. How do you say that? Is it Paxog? I don't know. Who the fuck knows? How do you say alphanumerics? I don't know.
Here's your XRP. I mean, it reached an all-time high versus Bitcoin back in 2018. I mean, it's kind of hanging in there. It turned on a monthly MRI buy back in July of 24, and it's been on an upswing ever since. I mean, you can get a green star monthly candle next month. It looks a little bit bullish on this chart. The weekly the weekly could flip to the downside. Look, the XRP. I'll just have a quick 2-minute chat about XRP. Here's what you need to know about XRP. All the founders and top brass of XRP are dangerous scammers that have become billionaires on printing their own money. The biggest of the scammers who created XRP is Jeb McCaleb, and he was kicked out of Ripple, and he just cloned it and created Stellar. They have spent billions of dollars on buying off politicians, and they now have a foothold in the financial industry and in the US government. So, unfortunately, XRP isn't really going, well, Ripple, the company, isn't really going anywhere because they paid their way to legitimacy out of their outright criminal, potentially deserve to be arrested criminality on creating this scam. Uh, Having said that, no financial institution is dumb enough to implement the XRP token because they're not that stupid unless they are forced to do so by the US government, which may be possible if the Ripple lobby continues to spend billions of dollars buying off politicians. Kind of like the pharmaceutical sector and the financial sector and the military sector. So having said that, um, it's up to you whether you want to buy this very, very scammy product and their only product is an unnecessary token that they created that they fully control because it's fully centralized and they can infinitely print more of tomorrow if they wanted to. So that was my 2-minute rant on XRP. But from a chart perspective, it is a bullish looking chart on most time scales, like weekly
I
and monthly,
I
but it also has not done shit in the last 5 years. So there you go.
to finish off, and I thought that was a fantastic evaluation of the whole crypto market en masse. Go to the 4 hour time frame or 1 hour of Bitcoin right now, and let's just have a gander.
It makes 0 sense to use XRP for transactions. You are
Go to Bitcoin.
paying a conversion fee that is totally unnecessary.
Bitcoin. Go to fucking Bitcoin. The
Oh,
important stuff.
Bitcoin. I thought you wanted XRP.
Fuck XRP. Go to Bitcoin.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, go to
Okay.
the slower time frame. Go to 4 hour because it's what I was talking
Okay,
about. What we want to see.
what just happened here? Oh, we had a little
Your
breakout. That's great.
we just
Look at that.
saw everyone sell their XRP to go into Bitcoin after you
That's
mentioned
great.
what you yes, and that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said. The higher low magic. Let's roll. Do we get above any key? Oh, that's 5 minutes. Can you go to the 4 hour for a second? I want to see if we got above the 200. Let's do it.
No, I don't. No. We still got room. We still got
That's
to
we're
go.
bang on the 50 right now. So let's get above this 50. Let's get above the 200, and let's at least get to where you've drawn that descending line and that your box is, which is back inside that range. Let's see that.
Right. So we are approaching my arrow to
Right.
where I expected it, but here's where I become a little more concerned is that while we are reaching this area of rejection and slowdown, during this path, we managed to basically touch the 50 period an extra time, which makes me a little extra uncomfortable, right? Like every time we touch the 50, it gets weaker. It doesn't get stronger, right? Um, Touching the 50 only makes it stronger where there is a long period of time between the touches, right? Like here, back in June 5th, followed by here on June 12th. That was we managed to go up. The 50 period went up quite a bit. That's a strong touch. Coming back to it is a very, very dangerous. So literally this move on yesterday's candle, as benign as it looks, makes me extra concerned that if we get rejected tomorrow by the 20 period and come back to the 50 has weakened because of how many times it had to support the price in a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm. Let's end the show on this cliffhanger. Are we going to break through tomorrow? We should put a Twitter poll on. Do you think we're going to get above the 200 simple moving average on the 4 hour by tomorrow's show? Or will we be rejected from the spot we're in right now and come back down and retest the 50 simple moving average?
I think we're going to go up. I think we're going to challenge the 20, but I'm a little skeptical on whether we break it.
Let's go. Let's
right.
go.
Thank you all for watching, guys, and see you all on the next one. Remind me to look at the Mexican peso next show. Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Stop my screen share.